All right, next, we're gonna activate order bumps and upsells on all your products. Now, something extremely important to understand, average order value, or AOV for short, you'll hear me use that a lot of times, is the most important factor for your ability to scale profitably selling on a Shopify store. This is that important that I really want to stress this. Average order value is the total amount of products people buy per order. It's the average amount of stuff your average customer gives you. If you add up all your revenue over a period of time, divide it by the total number of orders over that time, total revenue over total orders, you're going to get your average order value. Most Shopify and Amazon, because you don't have many options on Amazon for this other than maybe coupons and some bundles and stuff, most Shopify sellers especially settle for a low average order value. They just throw products up on their store, try to drive traffic to a product page, people buy 1 unit here, 1 unit there, and they wonder why they can never scale their business, especially with paid advertising. A high average order value means that you can spend more to get new customers because people buy more stuff up front. And so if you can get customers at a price that's less than the amount of profit you make per order, then you can keep spending more money to get more customers. Give you an example. Let's say Store A. Store A sells like your typical Shopify seller, especially Amazon seller that goes to Shopify. They sell 1 product per order. The average price, $30. Say their gross margin is 50%. That means their average order value from a revenue standpoint is $30. They make about $15 in profit per order, just 50% of the $30. And let's say their conversion rate is 5% on whatever traffic source. That means their profit per click is about 75 cents. If they get clicks for 50 cents, they're profitable. If they get clicks for 75 cents, they're breaking even. If they get clicks for $1, they're losing money. Store B, they get customers to buy, on average, 3 units for every single order. Slightly lower selling price, maybe they're running discounts and promotion, so they're only getting $25 per order because they're probably running discounts. Their gross margin, let's say it's exactly the same, 50%. Their average order value from a revenue standpoint is $75, which is just the 3 products per order times the $25 average price per order of the products. That means their profit per order at the 50% gross margin is half of the $75 or $37.50. Let's say they have the same exact conversion rate of 5%. That means their profit per click is $1.88. If they're getting 50-cent clicks, they're making money all day long. If they're getting 75-cent clicks, they're making money all day long. If they get $1 clicks, whereas the store A is losing money getting $1 clicks, this store is making almost doubling their money at $1 clicks. At $1.50, they're still making money. At $1.88, they're breaking even to get customers that they can resell stuff in the future. So the beauty of this system is that when you're able to maximize your average order value, you can be profitable on traffic that your competitors aren't. You can outspend them and basically push them out of business pretty much. Maybe not exactly because they may have other traffic sources and other things going on, but you can scale up your ads and traffic to a point that they'll never be able to touch because it's just not profitable for them, but it is for you. So here's the steps we're going to implement. First, install Zipify One Click Upsell app. I'll talk about that in a second. There's other apps that can do One Click Upsells. It's just the only one that I've used and I'm most familiar with, and I don't have a reason so far to use anything different. Create an upsell flow for your first product. Remember that 1 product that you picked to start with? You're going to create an upsell flow for that 1 product to start. Then you're going to create what I call a catch-all upsell flow, because if you have, say, 50 products in your store, there's probably, the typical like 80-20 rule, maybe even 90-10, whereas 10 or 20% of your products are producing 80-90% of your sales. So you can create unique upsell flows for every single product in your store. It's just at some point it's kind of diminishing returns. So I like to create some for the top products, and then I like to have an upsell flow that just makes sure we're trying to upsell something for every product that we haven't created a unique flow for. This will probably make more sense in a second. And if possible, if you have time, if you really want to go further right now, or you can wait to do this till later, you can add downsells, second upsells, and pre-purchase upsells, which I'll show you here in a second. So let's jump over to our e-commerce businesses, Zipify. So I'll give you a link below the video on how to go get Zipify. But for now, assuming you have it installed, you go to your app section in Shopify. It'll be right here. For us, we can search, we click One Click Upsell, so it's right there. This is what you can see. As you can see, this Upsell app alone has produced about $900,000 in sales for us outside of our original orders, which is why it's so valuable. Today alone, over $400, and it's still pretty early here in the morning. So if I go to my funnels, and you'll see you can create a new funnel, and you'll be creating a new one for a new product. And then once you create it, it'll walk you through a couple steps. First thing is to choose what products. Our store is a little crazy. We have thousands of SKUs. It's kind of a long story. It's a cleanup process we have to do. But as we were testing lots of different products, we kept creating new SKUs for those products, even though they're like, we may have like 500 medium roast. Now we use coupons and discounts. So it's kind of a learning you've gotten from our situation that's being applied to you throughout this training. But either way, you're not going to have this number of products. So you're going to choose what products to show. And so you can just add whatever product you want here. There's different things. You can add product, collection, any product. You would just basically choose product and select that one product that you wanted to focus on to start with. So what this means is that that's the product that is going to trigger this upsell flow. So if, for example, if this was just our medium roast coffee bag, then the upsell flow is going to be applied to this medium roast coffee bag. And so everything we do on here is going to apply only to that product and not to any others. So this is the first kind of flow you want to create. And we'll come back to this pre-purchase upsell flow. So first thing is the post-purchase upsell offer number 1. What this means is that when somebody hits your checkout, they enter their credit card and information on the Shopify checkout page, then the next step is typically to go straight to a thank you page. The payment process is to go to a thank you page. This One Click Upsell goes in between those two, between the checkout page and the thank you page. It's going to be shown after the first order is actually already captured. This is going to be shown as a one-time offer. And I'll show you what this looks like. So I go finish my checkout for this product, and then before I get to the thank you page, I see this page. Wait, get this amount of money off. Here's the discount. You can pay now to add this to your order. If you decline, the first order is still captured. If you accept, then this is added to the order. And then this is just more copy here, which I'll talk about in a second. And then you have another button that's basically the same thing. So this is in between the checkout and the thank you page. So the options you have here that I recommend is first, you're going to choose the product. So if I was to go here and say change product, I'm not going to do this right now because it'll mess up our upsell flow, but you basically choose the product you want to upsell. The default that I recommend you start with is just one more of your main product. So if I were to say that, this is what I wanted to start with, I would select this product as part of this purchase upsell flow. So this is the product I would select, is just another bag of medium roast. For you, it'd be whatever product you selected, and then give them a discount. I recommend giving a discount of at least 20% if you can afford it, because that's going to get people to add this to the cart. And so if I were to edit this offer page, incentive number 1, so you can basically copy this. I'm giving you a template that'll be with this lesson of our upsell page. But what I recommend is this headline. You can almost copy this exact same headline, just swap in your own products and your own discount. I copied this from the creator of this tool and kind of modified it for my own needs. So I would use all these different sections so it looks basically identical. And then buy box number 1, you can use your star rating there, and then you can have your variants selected. For us, we have variants, you may or may not. Single image, I think, is just fine. It's just an image of the main product. Your discount amount, whatever discount you want to give. For example, here we happen to be running a $13 discount on this. And then you can sort of modify these selections so that it fits exactly like us. I like to do a predefined quantity, so it's just one less thing that they have to select. That means they're not having to put a quantity here either. And then they added this feature, this USP text, because we had some people that were getting confused, thinking that, hey, I thought I was just paying for my original order. Why am I getting this extra thing added? So you'll see it in the template, but I do recommend having this kind of little disclaimer here. And then in this section, which I believe is a content number 1, we just have a testimonial and another nice image of the product. So this is an actual customer review. And then the content section number 2, we basically have a guarantee that says, hey, you can add this thing to your order. It's kind of impulse decision, but there's no risk in doing so. Don't worry about it. And then we basically have this second sort of offer section, which is pretty much the same as the first. So when you create your page that looks very similar to your own discount, then you're going to have this presented and you publish this funnel. So this funnel is already published, but you'll see a little button here that says publish the funnel. Then when somebody goes and checks out on your product in your store, you finish the checkout, they should see that upsell page. And I would recommend doing a live order test once you publish this to make sure that it is showing properly. So I recommend this as a bare minimum. Take your one main product, create an upsell funnel, and then at least add this one post-purchase upsell offer. I would start there. Once you've done that, your average order value is going to start increasing. You're going to see how much money you're making per every visitor and what the conversion rate is. And then down the road, as we get more advanced, and I'll talk about this much later, is that you can start adding split tests here to sort of keep improving performance and all that sort of thing. But for now, if you at least do this, add one post-purchase upsell offer, you're going to be ahead of the game. So next, before you do anything else, I would add one more new funnel. Now this funnel is kind of a unique one that I don't see a lot of people do enough, but this is the catch-all funnel. So you're basically going to do the same exact thing you did for that first product. You can even duplicate this funnel, I believe. And the only difference is that the trigger is going to be any product. So no matter what product they choose, they're going to see this upsell funnel. And so you can even, because if that's your most popular product that you selected at first, you can even leave that same offer in as the upsell. So for example, for us, if we did the medium roast, maybe they buy a bag of dark roast, and then instead of the upsell being another bag of dark roast, because we didn't create a funnel for that, then they would see a bag of medium roast. Great, it's still better than nothing. For us, we happen to do something a little bit different. We've tested all kinds of different things. For now, we have what we call a signature bundle. So if they buy anything in the store that doesn't have its own upsell funnel, they're basically being offered the ability to buy a bag of medium, dark, and espresso roast, kind of a bundle of these. It's got a high average order value. So we like to add that at a significant discount. So when you get that funnel created with at least one upsell, then you want to make sure the priorities are set properly. So there's got this little button here that says change priority. This means that if this were dragged up front, then because it's any product, they would basically never see any of these other ones. What you want is the more specific one first. And so if you have a upsell funnel for your main product, make sure that's a priority number one. And then this one, the catch-all, is a priority number two. What that means is what Zipify is going to determine is like, okay, if they buy a bag of medium roast, and there's an upsell funnel created, we're going to show that one, we're not going to show this one. However, if they buy something different that doesn't have its own upsell funnel, that doesn't have this as a trigger, then it's going to go ahead and show this one. So that's why this one is kind of your catch-all. So if you create just those two upsell funnels, you're going to be doing great. That means every single product you sell is now going to have an upsell shown to help you make more money. You're going to start seeing the money rack up here, the total amount of dollar per visitor. It's a great thing. Now, how do you get a little bit more advanced? First, you can add additional upsells. So this downsell offer, you can make this a bigger discount on this one. You can make it a different product, whatever you want, but the page type is exactly the same. It's just a matter of what offer you want to choose. I like to have either a bigger discount on the first product because they didn't take the first offer. So if you gave them 20% off, maybe you try, hey, one last chance, we're going to give you 30% off. So that's what I would do for the second downsell offer. Or alternatively, you can just offer a different product with a discount. Say, hey, you didn't like that first one? Try this other one. So if they decline this first upsell offer, so we preview this again, I already got it shown over here, but if they click decline, they don't want that, then it's going to show this downsell offer. If they click accept or the pay now button, it's going to show the second upsell offer. So it's basically they accept this one, they show this one. If they decline this one, they get shown this one. And so this can be a different product. They've already accepted this one, so maybe you present them a different product. Hey, they're buying everything, so might as well give them to add even another product to their store, to their order. And so if you want to get more advanced and you have more time, I would add another downsell offer, another upsell offer, and don't have to worry about being perfect here. Enable them all, see if the dollar per visitor is looking good, see if the conversion rate is looking good, and if not, you can always improve. You can replace them or you can start running a split test, which we're not going to talk about now, but that is another thing later. The other thing that you can do, and which is why this lesson is called Order Bumps and Upsells, is because there's something called a pre-purchase upsell offer. So remember, the main post-purchase is between the checkout and the thank you page. But there's a different way to do this. There's an additional way to do this. I recommend starting there, but if your store is set up properly, and then when you go to click add to cart, and yours may be a little different because you may not have this fly out window, but if you're basically trying to get to checkout, then this is the pre-purchase offer. This is before, because remember, I'm adding just one bag of medium roast. So it's like, hey, add another bag and save 35%. So if I add that to my order, then it's going to go to the checkout page and it's going to have two of these in here. So that's a pre-purchase upsell offer. And so to me, it's kind of like an order bump also, something they add before they even get to the cart. And there's lots of different options in here, but I kind of like the way that we've done this is we basically just ask if they want another bag at a discount. As you can see, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. It's, hey, you want one of them? Why not add another one and we'll give you a discount on it. There's not as many options to modify here. You can use similar kind of text. You can pause this video. You can kind of use the text that we have here, very similar, and just kind of swap it out with your own stuff. But this would be another advanced option, is to, within those upsell flows, because they'll function exactly the same. So if I have one here for the medium roast, it's going to show that pre-purchase offer for the medium roast. And then if I have a pre-purchase offer in my catch-all, it's going to show that for every other product in the store. So it works exactly the same in terms of order of priority. And so if you want to maximize average order value, start by just putting a post-purchase upsell flow for your main product and a catch-all. That's bare minimum. After that, you can add downsell and upsell, second upsell, and you can also add pre-purchase upsell offers. I would recommend adding all of it given enough time, but start with the upsell for the first catch-all and your main product. So what you need to do now is make sure you have at least one upsell on every single one of your products. Once you set it up, once you publish those funnels, do a live order test to make sure that it shows properly.